In the blue corner, representing Platinum Hybrid France, John Ofken.
Underground boss, black grind, he's an animal. Focus got the antidote, be confident and let it go. How can I lose? Check my stats, I'm unstoppable. Hip-hop, steady focus, he's remarkable. Ofken, king, hated, I love it, it don't mean nothing. Punchlines versatile, rather see I'm killing them. Holding hand passes on the way, something that's coming. With the heart of a beast who let it die. Only promise in this world, real talk, you don't die. Non-play definition, all black grind. Branded in my book, number one, they with the choice one. This shit's the double A.
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, representing the iconic Tsunami Gym, Glencross.
Here we go, Nick, a welterweight contest. John Ofken, 2-0, fighting out of the blue corner, the Platinum Hybrid France fighter, as he takes on Dean Glencross from the iconic Tsunami Gym.
Yeah, Dean is a veteran of BCMMA.
Got 3-0 for Dean as he takes on the 2-0 John Ofken. So the cliche stands, somebody's O has got to go.
Now they were trading leg kicks, and Dean, you know, his ground game's probably pretty nasty. You realize he's been rolling around with likes of Gypsy Jiu-Jitsu John McGuire. So.
Yeah. And again, even off his back there, he got butterflies in straight away, controlled, and got himself back to his feet.
Even though he's throwing that straight jab, he's using his legs to extend his body.
Ofken looking there for the clinch. Forces Glencross up against the cage.
Even though he's had good head position, he's working to make sure that he controls where it's at, can see whether or not knees are coming up the gut so he can block them.
Good work by Glencross there to get off the cage. There seems to be some urgency for Glencross. Oh! As he gets a little sloppy though and eats some shots.
Now, Dean's still throwing that jab that's landing, but each time he goes to reset, he's taking a deep breath. And that's never a good sign about a minute in.
Ofken worked hard there to stuff the takedown. But again, Dean just coming forward. Now inviting him on a bit. Oh, that right hand landed. Ofken, big knee to the body.
And again, he's got great head position when he's got him up against the cage. He keeps that head right underneath the chin. He can get that body lock if he wants to go for a trip, but it doesn't seem like he wants to take this thing to the ground.
Trying to throw some knees up through to the body. Nice knee to the thigh there, though.
Dean needs to get that wrist free, get a crossface, and turn him.
Looking to try now.
He attempts to use the cage, but he's not going to be able to lift his body because hips were way too low to be able to pull that off.
Managed to get a bit of distance there, though. Reversed the position. Stepped behind, trying to wrap up the leg and reap it out.
And John just took, again, another deep breath. Time. I didn't even hear the 10
yeah,
second.
You know, that's a really frenetic. Again, these fighters here at BCMMA tonight don't seem to want to pace themselves.
I don't know if it's because we're 26 fights in.
Could be.
But that first 3 minutes is tending to go pretty quick.
Every time.
Now, if I'm over in John's corner, I'm telling him use the jab. It's been effective. Every time he's throwing it, he's landed it. Okay, it's obvious he doesn't want to take this to the mat, so use the distance. Let's throw some leg kicks. Let's throw some push kicks. Let's try to keep him at range. If I'm Dean, keep the pressure on. John continues to take deep breaths every time he has an opportunity to do it, whether he's pushed against the cage or not. So force the subject. Make him breathe hard. Put him into deep water early.
Referee Leon Roberts clears out the cage as we get ready for round 2 in this welterweight contest. Dean Glencross, 3-0, fighting in the red corner out of Tsunami Gym in the... Well, I don't even know what I just saw there.
I don't know. We saw what looked to be like a flying knee and then a push kick to the face from Dean.
And now it looks like he just wants to rag him around by the... John Ofken turned the urgency up a notch in this round.
I don't know if his corner basically told him, hey, you know what, we need to see a little bit of action out of you to start this round off or what. Maybe they saw something I didn't see as far as Dean maybe was a bit tired or something like that.
And then now it's Glencross's turn to fire shots. Ofken, though, pushing him back to the cage. Getting turned by Glencross. Oh. That's a nice knee up the middle.
That was close to being on the chin. Good hips and defense by...
Yeah, nice takedown defense there. Use the wide base and use the elbow to get some separation with the head. Now pushing down. But Glencross refusing to give up on that single leg.
Now landed over in half guard. Now it's a matter of what is he going to do with it.
Right in his own corner, though. Great chance for his cornerman to give him some advice.
You know, this is one of those things where you know the bottom man's tired, so what he's trying to do is smother him, which is smart. But if I'm John and I'm on the ground, I've got to move.
Yeah, it seems a little bit too happy, but closes up the guard. John's not expending a ton of energy off his back defending at the moment, just enough to hold his man down.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is all he's got to do is tie up the arm, tie up the head, and he's going to get stood up, and that's where he wants to be to begin with.
And to be fair, the stand-ups tonight have been pretty quick.
Yeah. So if I was Dean, the minute that I got the warning, that means I'd be posturing up to throw punches, because otherwise we're going to get stand up, and I'm going to have to work again to try to get this takedown. They're throwing up for a triangle.
Yeah, Ofken working real hard off his back still. Trying to keep Glencross honest.
He's got good wrist control, so he's controlling that arm. Glencross was able to break it with his knee, but now he's got one arm trapped underneath. He's got to circle that thing out and get it up off the mat.
Again, in terms of just eating the time, this is a great position for Glencross at the moment.
But he's not doing anything. He's not scoring any points. All he's doing is he's giving, to be honest, he's giving him the opportunity to do that,
yeah.
to get a break.
Got to be careful he doesn't sort of, that's the end of the second. Got to be careful you don't slam yourself deeper into the armbar.
And it's one of those things, is how much energy did it really take to do the lift?
Yeah.
You know, you really have to start thinking about, okay, there's still one round left. There's only a few seconds left. Can I really get this knockout if I do lift and drop him?
Well, we're getting ready to go into our third round. All to play for here. Dean Glencross fighting out of the red corner. The Tsunami Gym fighter, 3-0. John Ofken, Platinum Hybrid France, fighting out of the blue corner, 2-0. 3 minutes to maintain that perfect record.
And that's, I'm in the corner, that's what I'm going to tell him. Do you want a loss? Let's go out there and let's fight hard. You got 3 minutes to keep that O in the loss column.
Well, here we go. Leo Roberts just checking the fighters. Got their gum shields. Cage door closes, and here we go. The final round in this welterweight contest. Touch gloves, and Glencross straight, as soon as they touch, fires a shot.
Now again, Glencross is trying to grind it out, and John's doing a good job of keeping his hips in the right spot, keeping his legs nice and tight against the cage, so Glencross isn't able to lock his hands behind it. Now he's getting a very wide base and trying to elevate up Glencross's body so he can't lock his hands.
Yeah, he's working really hard to bring those legs together.
See, in a perfect world, you switch off to a quick single off to the left-hand side and just pull them right away from the cage and dump them on their butt.
Gives up on it, backs up.
But there's a lot of energy spent for not a lot of action.
Absolutely, and now we've got John Ofken trying to force the action up against the cage, but Glencross maybe.
Ooh. Nice knee up the center by Glencross.
Been working hard to defend the takedown. Good strength. Stern warning from referee Leon Roberts about keeping your hands out of the cage there for Dean Glencross. Ooh, Ofken with the full mount.
Now he's got kind of a body triangle, but he's riding a bit high. Glencross is able to just stand straight up and
dump him over
and move right in the mount.
So Glencross now, Dean Glencross looking to try and put a stamp on this round. Maybe even look for good work though from Ofken to get back to half guard.
No, he was smart. He squirmed at just the right time. He used the cage to kind of push Dean up against it so that he could get to a better position to where he was no longer mounted. Dean trying to crucifix that arm.
Yeah. And doing, again, a round that somebody needed to make a statement with at the moment. Dean's making that statement.
Exactly. He's doing everything he can to try to cause damage and finish the fight. He's not just sitting on top. He's not just being relaxed.
Nice bit of ground and pound through there. Got to be careful not to give anything up. We've seen Ofken look for submissions. tried to shut the legs off to the side to get into side control, but gives up his back in the process.
Ofken's got to either bring him back down to the mat or start landing some punches here.
Ofken throwing little knee. That's the end. What a... Wow. I quite enjoyed that one.
It was a fun little fight. There was a lot of scrambles. There was some decent stand-ups. How the judges see it, I have no idea.
I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say red corner sneaked it.
I think he might have done enough in the third to actually do it, but...
Judges just quickly going over the scorecards.
We'll get it up to MC.
While we're waiting for MC, let's give a big shout out to Big Cars. BigCars.co.uk, powering BCMMA.
Also, Love CBD. That's lovescbd.org.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, after a costly 4 bout, our judges have scored this bout in favor of the red corner, Dean Glencross.